Good evening, Ash.
Good
कैसी है?
evening, Neelam, and good evening, everyone who is watching us now, who will watch us later as recorded. So, we welcome you all to the last
And
part of this month's reading of the
that is
book
seven spiritual laws of
Spiritual Laws
success.
of Success. And how does it get even
Yes.
better? And I think, Neelam, this book has been very simple and yet very impactful book,
Very powerful.
very powerful one. And I think I'm going to read more books from Dr. Deepak Chopra.
Same
But
here.
yes, but now let us look at two of our favorite, whatever there are. We covered four,
We have already covered three, and
three.
there are total seven. So,
Yes,
uh, so yes, Ash. Even I wanted to discuss two main laws today.
yes,
So let's hope both of us reconcile on that. So my first one is the law of least effort, and the
yes. So
second.
is mine
Oh wow,
because I believe all of
great!
life comes to us with ease, joy, and glory.
Access consciousness.
And which is the second one, Neelam?
Law of detachment, because I have
Yes,
little issues in understanding this law. And how much I read it again and again, though I'm getting a sense of it, but still I need some clarity. So maybe your thoughts will give me more clarity about this law, because I find it really really tough to get detached.
yeah. C'est la vie.
Okay.
That's life. That's where
Yeah,
most of us, I guess, are struggling with. And because the entire experience of human life is based not out of detachment, but out of attachment. And the
exactly,
moment we
exactly.
understand this, it changes us.
Yes.
So, yes, Neelam, without wasting any time, let us begin with
The law
the
of
law of
least
least
effort.
effort first.
Yes. So this law, actually, this law tells us that you have to be effortless. Don't put hard work into anything. So this law says do less and accomplish more. So this is quite contrary to what we have been told since our childhood. So we are
Yes,
conditioned in a way that आपको तो इतनी मेहनत करनी पड़ेगी, अगर आपको 100% स्कोर लाना है तो आपको रोज दिन में 16 घंटे पढ़ाई करना पड़ेगा. एंड दिस इज हाउ वी बीन ट्रेन्ड इन आवर बोर्ड एग्जाम्स
yes,
टाइम. एंड
yes.
ड्यूरिंग माय सीए डेज आल्सो, दो आई नेवर फॉलोड इट, बट ड्यूरिंग माय सीए डेज आल्सो, यू नो पीपल यूज्ड टू टेल मी, तू कितना घंटे पढ़ती है रे? तो आई यूज्ड टू से
Yeah.
4-5 घंटे, दैट्स इनफ. एंड देन दे से तू फेल हो जाएगी, यू आर नॉट गोइंग टू पास.
Mm.
4-5 घंटे इज नॉट इनफ फॉर सीए. इतना थोड़ी होता है, एटलीस्ट आपको 16 घंटे पढ़ना पड़ेगा. देन आई यूज टू थिंक आई हैव ओनली 24 आवर्स इन अ डे. 8 घंटा मैं सोऊंगी भी, फिर मुझे आर्टिकलशिप के लिए ऑफिस भी जाना है, एंड देन आई हैव टू कम बैक, डू माई स्टफ, spend some time with my family and then study. So how would I be able to study like 16 hours a day? That's impossible. So I could never follow it. I just follow my heart. And now I realize that, I was following this law of least effort.
Yes. Wow. And I'll give you one example. Now, this example is from my childhood. Okay. I remember as a really young child, I never studied.
Same
Okay.
here.
I never studied. Okay. I never studied. And I was among the top three students in my class. Okay. I was often caught by teachers looking out of the window when the class was going on, because I used to, the place where my school was, it was a very beautiful lane. There used to be birds and trees and all, and I used to love to watch that. And I remember teachers used to pick me up and ask me, Ashwini, बोलो. And मेरा ध्यान नहीं रहता था, लेकिन मैं एक बार बस बुक पढ़ती थी, and I used to grasp it, and I used to be among the top three. As I started growing up, I started understanding that a lot of children around me used to study for 8, 10, and this was when I was in sixth and seventh, like, as young as that.
Hmm.
And I used to feel यार मैं तो इतना पढ़ाई नहीं करती हूँ. And in spite of that, I used to score more marks than them till fourth and fifth, in spite of not studying. And after fifth and sixth, I started studying a lot. I became the, ideal girl who used to study. And guess what? मेरा rank नीचे गया. Okay, now,
Yes.
when I look at it right now, so I'm not saying that I failed or something. I was a decently good student, but I never stood in the top three after my sixth standard.
You you somehow lost your pure potentiality there.
That is one law which we discussed before this.
The first
And
law.
also, Neelam, one more thing I realized was that I made it a point of view that until you do a lot of hard work, you'll not get success. Okay, and I
Hmm.
just kept slogging,
You bought that
slogging.
lie. You bought
I
that
bought that
lie
lie.
from your teachers, from the people around you, and that became your reality.
Exactly, and all this happened till of late, where now I believe in working to have fun. I believe that my work is fun for me. Until I came here today in today's stage, I used to believe it's difficult. And because I believed it was difficult, it made me believe in difficulty. And today only I was talking to a client and we spoke about the hustle culture where people said you have to hustle, hustle, hustle.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And every
So
morning, this is what and I'm sorry if I'm hurting anybody's sentiments over here, but every morning, when I wake up, I just chill out for some time, then I drink my water, everything, then do my stuff, and then very with ease I open my laptop and all. But what others follow in my known, they just wake up like this. Okay, टाइम हो गया,
काम करना है.
लैपटॉप ऑन करो, ये करना है, वो करना है, अरे अब कॉल का टाइम हो गया, अरे आज तो मैंने लंच भी नहीं खाया, एंड दे फील सो प्राउड, आज मैंने लंच नहीं खाया काम में, आज मैंने डिनर स्किप कर दिया, आज मैंने ये काम नहीं किया, आज मैंने हंसा नहीं, आज मैंने बुक नहीं पढ़ा, and they feel proud of all this, and they love to actually, like is a small word, they love to live in this kind of tension, and they say अरे यार ये तो normal है ना, this is normal. So they have bought this
Yes.
lie that stress is
Yes.
normal, tension is normal, being in hustle is normal. So they have, they are somehow losing from the essence of what they actually are, what their pure potential is. क्योंकि मैंने देखा है वो लोग बहुत टैलेंटेड है, बहुत बहुत अमेजिंगली टैलेंटेड पीपल दे आर, पीपल अराउंड मी, दे नो हाउ, यू नो in a flash of second they can do calculation. I'm not as good as them, मैं तो कहीं stand भी नहीं करती उनके सामने. But when it comes to completing their work, they're always lagging behind, because they are
Yeah.
always thinking that time is short, time is short, time is short. So time is actually become shorter for them.
Correct.
So you are right, that hustle wala thing, you are absolutely right on that.
And Neelam, somehow what I'm also looking at is we have created a world, we have created a reality where we believe that nothing which is worth comes easy.
Hmm.
And a lot of people believe that if you are spiritual, life तो और भी कठिन होनी है. Spirituality is all about suffering. There
त्याग.
is so much suffering. But the truth is, when we are harnessing the power of effortlessness, we are actually tapping into the high frequency energy. So I'm going to talk about here. He speaks about in Vedic science, which is the age old philosophy of India. There is a principle of do less and accomplish more. Okay, because according to Dr. Deepak Chopra, nature's intelligence functions effortlessly, frictionlessly, and spontaneously. It is non-linear. It is intuitive. It is holistic, and it is nurturing. It's nourishing. And when you're in harmony with nature, when you're established in the knowledge of your true self, you can make use of the law of least effort. Least effort is expanded when your actions are motivated by love, because nature is held together by the energy of love. And when you seek power and control over other people, you waste your energy. Isn't this beautiful, Neelam? Because a lot of
Yes,
people believe that
absolutely beautiful.
power is where you have to force someone to do something. But, well, that's not the truth, right?
Very true. Very true. So yes, if I go, further here, so Dr. Deepak Chopra say that we waste our energy chasing the illusion of happiness
Yeah,
instead of enjoying happiness in the moment. So the moment that we should be enjoying, we think of अभी तो ये करके ना ये होगा और जब मुझे ये मिलेगा ना then only I'll be happy. So like
yeah.
people say that when I buy that car, then only I'll be happy.
Then only
Arey,
I'll be happy.
the happiness comes from the feeling of buying that car, that that desire that has come into your heart and saying that this car is yours. So that is happiness, and that will ultimately get you into something that will fulfill your dream, rather than thinking that
Absolutely.
अरे यार मैं वो कार लूंगा पर मैं कैसे लूंगा, उसके अंदर कितना ईएमआई देना होगा, उसके अंदर क्या करना होगा, एंड देन वी गेट इनटू द इल्यूजन, and that is where we lose our power.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
absolutely.
this is the law of least effort. So the law says that uh, first thing that you can do is to accept people,
Yeah,
situation, and events as they are, not as you wish they were. तो पहले तो आप ये एक्सेप्ट कर लो कि चीज ऐसी ही है, एंड देन
correct.
आप ये मत सोचो कि वो आपके हिसाब से बदल जाएंगे, कुछ भी नहीं बदलेगा इन दिस सिचुएशन ओनली. यू नीड टू accept situation and people as they are. The second thing is to take responsibility of your situation and for all the events you see as problems. So this is what my husband also used to tell me, that take responsibility. We always should take responsibility of our actions. So
Yeah,
आप आपकी लाइफ में जो कुछ भी हो रहा है, नॉट ये दिस इज योर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी ओनली. इसके लिए कोई और रिस्पॉन्सिबल नहीं. सो इफ नीलम यू आर अनहैप्पी, दैट मीन्स you are not happy with yourself. Nobody else can take that happiness away from you, because you कोई भी आप सिर्फ खुद को करो कंट्रोल. आपको दूसरों को कंट्रोल नहीं करना, और ना कंट्रोल होना है उनसे. हाउ वुड anybody's action would you know affect your state of mind, unless and
yeah.
until you let them affect your state of mind. So this is the second thing that we can do. The
And
third way
Neelam,
is
this is
to,
what we do, right? At
yes.
Unicorn Inside, we all are mad people. We laugh, we do masti,
Yes,
and we are
lot of.
responsible for our own happiness. Whether it is you, me, Namrata, or any of our other team members, we just keep being mad.
सब में कीड़ा है,
Namrata is
I would
watching
say.
us. Namrata is watching us, and she's
Hi,
dropped a
hi,
hi
Namrata.
here. Hi, Namrata. So yes, yes, Neelam, you were talking about
So
something where
I
I
was,
just thought of this.
so I just say that वो कीड़ा हम सब में है, and this is what makes us one of the most lovable teams I have ever worked for.
Absolutely,
And the
absolutely.
third thing, if we talk about this, is to put the law of least effort into action, is to practice defenselessness. आप डिफेंसिव मत हो अपने एक्शन के लिए. जो कुछ भी है उससे लड़ाई मत करो. Don't fight your situation, accept the situation. So when you accept the situation, you will see that you have उस सिचुएशन में ही सोल्यूशन है प्रॉब्लम का. द अपॉर्चुनिटी, एवरी सिचुएशन हैज अपॉर्चुनिटी टू प्रोवाइड यू अ सोल्यूशन. And that happens only when you accept the situation and you become defenselessness. So आपको defensive नहीं होना है. That's the third thing, which is the law of least effort says. So this is,
And that
I
brings us
think,
to allowance. Allowance,
yes,
right? Access
allowance,
consciousness, being
access
in complete
consciousness.
allowance. I think this is also one of the most important aspects of a very happy relationship, whether you're talking about family, whether you're talking about friends, whether you're talking about co workers, or whether you're talking about your partner or your spouse, which is being in allowance of what they choose. And once you are being in allowance, you will see that It's an effortlessly beautiful relationship, and it just works.
Absolutely, absolutely, Ash. So, with this, I think we have covered the law of least effort. And now we'll move to another law, which is the law of detachment. And,
Detachment.
detachment. And this is something which, I wanted to discuss with you.
Yeah,
And it's the most difficult concept. I am still comprehending this. So, I would
right.
need your guidance, Ash, on this. So,
Always happy
uh,
to.
thank you so much. I know that. So it says that, detachment doesn't mean that we give up the intention to create our desire. We
Yeah,
don't give up the intention, and we don't
right.
give up the desire. We give up our attachment to the outcome. So how
How
is it possible, Ash?
beautifully. Okay, so I'll tell you something. This is one of the biggest things which I learned in
Okay.
2018. One of my teachers, she told me, Ashwini, you have to go into the concept of surrender. Now
Okay.
she said this, and I was always asking for support. How do we surrender? I just kept asking, how do we surrender? How do we surrender? And I was not getting answer. Okay. I met a lot of people, and a lot of people told me that surrendering मतलब भूल जाओ कि आपको वो चीज चाहिए. Okay. But I knew there was something missing in that. I again went, I met a lot of people, a lot of friends who were also on spiritual journey. No one could explain what is surrender to me. And after one fine day, I realized that I had a series of experiences, after which I realized that you know what you want. We are not telling you to give up on the desire, okay? But you are not micromanaging or controlling the desire. For example, if I want if I want to buy a car, okay, and I'm doing everything, but I'm not able to buy that car. So letting go or surrender doesn't mean that अभी मुझे गाड़ी नहीं लेनी है बस हो गया. No, it's not what we're talking about. It's about saying that okay, I know I want to buy a car. I know this is the kind of car I want to buy. अब तक
Hmm.
मिली नहीं है. Maybe there is something more. There is a divine timing to it, or something needs to happen after which I know the car will come to me. And once you know that, and then all of a sudden you realize that you don't give up the desire. You still have that desire in your heart where you want to
Okay.
buy that car.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some model which you are thinking of. I don't know all our viewers what are they thinking of, but maybe a beautiful red colored car which is coming to my visualization. Maybe it's coming. So but I know that I want that car, but I'm not giving up on buying that car. But it has not happened, and I'm not going to be sad about it, or I'm not going to crib about it, or I'm not saying that पता है मुझे कुछ मिलता ही नहीं है. I'm not going there and say that okay, I trust a universe, I trust you. I know that the car has to come about, but I'm waiting for it to come, and whenever it is, I'm open to it. And then one fine day, my I wake up and my parents gift me something, or and I opened my eyes to see car keys, and I see that okay, I was looking to buy this car, but I didn't I felt it was not going to come to me. And maybe I have not spoken to my I'm giving an hypothetical example. Okay. Because if my mother watches this video, maybe she gets some she might
Hint there.
believe that, oh, what is my daughter saying? So that's why I'm saying I'm giving a very hypothetical example. And then maybe you haven't spoken to your parents for maybe a few months, or maybe you haven't told them. I mean, it's not spoken, but you haven't spoken to them that you want a car. And then you ask your parents that, how did you know that I wanted this car? And they say that, no, I just thought, this will be a small gift from me to you. This is
Mm-hmm.
how manifestations work. This is
Okay.
exactly how surrender works. And now many people will argue that, but you didn't buy the car. Your father got it for you, your mother got it for you, or your husband got it for you, or your wife got it for you, or your sister got it for you. No. Are you open to receiving? This is the receiving all about, because people are so lost in the points of view. Again, now here I am. putting both
Excess
the law
consciousness again comes. Yeah.
conscious consciousness, and also see I'm combining both the laws, the law of least effort and the law of detachment. Both laws are very important in manifestation. So for all people who have been working with the law of attraction and have not yet manifested their desires, I think these are the two laws which you really need to work on: the law of least effort and the law of detachment. And that is your master key to your manifestations. And I gave this example because I'm very much I'm someone who is a complete believer in the law of attraction. And when I read this book, I was like, "Arey, ye to law of detachment is exactly what we need, and what the secret actually doesn't talk about." The
Yes.
book The Secret, it doesn't talk about this particular law, nor does it talk about, it does talk about the law of least effort, but a lot of people get obsessed, which means they keep on doing. They are not in the being, they are not able to receive. So this is my explanation about the law of least, the law of detachment. Neelam, you want to add something more to it?
See, you have beautifully explained it, Ash. Even I had doubts about law of detachment because, in fact, I truly believe in law of attraction. I truly believe in vibrations. Uh, you know, and alignment. That is, Abraham Hicks talk about a lot
Yes.
about
Yes.
alignment. So I also truly believe alignment. So I now understand that detachment is also one of the key principles that we
Yeah.
need to follow if we are believing that something is there in universe for us to uh, claim. Because when we put attachment to it, we put lot of fear, we put lot of doubts about it, and those
Yeah.
fear and doubts actually are the hindrances and the obstacles, and this is the reason why our desired outcome doesn't come to us. So now I understand that. Thank you, Ash. Thank you.
You're very welcome. And one thing I like about where he's written that attachment. Okay, so all of you who are watching us, listen to this carefully. Attachment comes from poverty consciousness, because attachment is always to symbols. Detachment is synonymous with wealth consciousness, because detachment there is freedom to create, and only from detached involvement can one have joy and laughter, isn't it? Now, people who are constantly seeking security are always trying to control. Why do people control? Why can't people detach? Because they believe that if they detach, they will not receive. And I think this is the disease of the 21st century, and the disease especially of people now, right now, because people want to manage, micromanage, control
Yes, yes,
everything.
control.
And if you are someone who is like me or Neelam, who is very chilled out and very relaxed, they will tell you, "अरे आपको टेंशन नहीं आता है, टेंशन ले लो and hold
Today
on." But
today I was talking to one of my friends, and she said she's having a lot of physical issues, so she's having hair fall and all, and she said so I asked her what's the key reason, did you see any doctor? And she said, हाँ doctor ने बोला that there is stress and tension behind it. So I told her, तो मत ले टेंशन, मत ले स्ट्रेस, क्यों ले रही है? इट इज नेचुरल ना, स्ट्रेस और टेंशन तो होता ही है ना. सो वी हैव बॉट दिस लाई ऑल्सो कि स्ट्रेस और टेंशन होना इज जरूरी. सो वी
badge of
डोंट
honor.
थिंक. यस. सो आई सेड क्यों क्यों होना जरूरी है स्ट्रेस और टेंशन? नहीं, इतना सब कुछ है, बच्चे हैं, देन हस्बैंड है, रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है, हाउस है, बच्चों का एडुकेशन है. मैंने कहा अच्छा, सो फॉर अ डे इमेजिन दैट दे आर लिविंग विदाउट यू, so will they be able to survive? So she thought and then she said, हाँ मैनेज कर लेंगे. So मैंने कहा तो फिर तुम उनकी इतनी टेंशन क्यों ले रही हो? वो तो तुम्हारे बिना मैनेज कर लेंगे. तो why are you taking so much of stress and tension? Please allow yourself to be happy. And stress and tension is not normal, it is actually abnormal. We
It's
are
abnormal.
happy beings. It's our divine right to be happy. And we just buy this from the people around us. ये ये एक झूठ है जो हम सुनते आ रहे हैं, इसलिए हमने इसको एक्सेप्ट कर लिया. And this
Exactly.
is what is happening in the society. Why we see that a lot of people are, they have health issues in early young age. People have got diabetes, people have got heart diseases, they are having blood pressure and blah blah blah, because they think that it is natural to have diabetes, it is natural and normal to have blood pressure, it is normal to have every disease they are hearing of. In fact, अभी आप अगर देखो तो कैंसर का केसेस कितना बढ़ रहा है. क्यों बढ़ रहा है? क्योंकि आपको सबको लगता है अरे यार हम खा ही ऐसा रहे हैं ना, वी लिव इन सच एन एनवायरनमेंट, तो कैंसर होना तो नेचुरल है. अभी तुमने किसी चीज को नेचुरल बोल दिया, तुमने उसको एक्सेप्ट कर लिया, तो तुम्हारी बॉडी, तुम्हारा सबकॉन्शियस ने उसको एक्सेप्ट कर लिया ना. अभी नाउ
But
इट
you know what access, Neelam, what access consciousness says? Order creates disease in the body. When we are trying to put everything in order, when we are trying to
yes,
control everything, when we are not allowing the body to live, the spirit to live, the body to live, we are creating disease because we are trying to control. We want everything perfect. Okay, we want to look perfect. Okay, photos click
chaos
kar.
is good. Chaos
Chaos
is
is
good,
good,
people.
and chaos precedes creation. Chaos
Yes,
precedes creation.
yes,
Access
it's a sign
consciousness
of
says that
creativity.
creativity. Many times people ask कि um, ये कैसा है, नहीं मैं इतनी अच्छी नहीं दिख रही हूँ फोटो में, मेरे बाल अच्छे नहीं दिख रहे, मेरी डबल चिन दिख रही है, मेरी मेरी आंखें ऐसे दिख रही है, मेरे यू नो so we are creating, this is how naturally we are. In fact, there was a study which says that human body, okay, which is supposed to look natural, उसको उसको unnatural बोल के we are trying to create order by being extra thin, wanting to be extra thin, wanting to have, I always I'm someone who believes that you got to be fit. मैं हमेशा बोलती हूँ
Yes,
that eat good food, exercise. So I am not someone who will say that,
yeah, abuse your body, yeah.
abuse the body. But at the same time, I tell people that, you know, stay fit, stay healthy, but don't obsess because
True,
obsession creates disease.
absolutely.
People either go to the extreme which means they, वो लोग बहुत कुछ खाएंगे ही नहीं, बहुत ज्यादा वर्कआउट करेंगे, या फिर दे विल से कि हाँ आई डोंट बिलीव इन एक्सरसाइज एंड डाइट, मैं बस टीवी देखते बैठूंगा और सब खाऊंगा. नाउ दीज आर polarities, and when you are staying in the polarity and you are normalizing polarity, which means, as you said, people are normalizing disease, people are normalizing that हाँ disease तो होना ही है. क्यों होना है भाई? आपके हेल्थ पे आपका पूरा पूरा हक है. And disease is not only about what food you eat or what environment you are in, but also about the thoughts you have. क्या
Hmm.
सोचते हो
Thoughts are
आप?
most important actually.
Absolutely, absolutely. So yes, when we talk about detachment, detachment does not interfere with intention and desire. You still have the intention of going in a certain direction. You still have a goal. However, he says that there are infinite possibilities. With uncertainty factored in, you might change direction in any moment if you find a higher ideal or if you find something more exciting. Neelam, I always believe that when we read it, whether it is access consciousness or when we read it from someone who is, who are these spiritual teachers, I call them the first wave of ascension workers, because I believe we are the second wave of ascension workers. um, I believe that a lot of people talk about wisdom and they also talk about being flexible, because I know, here he says that you can change your course. He says that if you find something higher or ideal, if you find something more exciting, you are you can change the direction. It also means that you are less likely to force solutions on people, which means you can attract opportunities. I remember I had made a statement some time ago in my group of friends that I don't like this and I don't like that, and then after some days, I decided to do something which I said I didn't like 2 years ago. No, I don't even remember this. Okay, and my friend said, but तुमने तब बोला था that तुम्हें अच्छा नहीं लगता, तो तुम आज कैसे कर रहे हो? Okay. So I said, I changed my mind. So she said, you shouldn't change your mind. I said, there are 10 seconds of increment. In Access, we say that we can choose a new choice every day. Okay. And then I realized that how are people so bound by their choices. Okay. I can make a choice to not like a particular food 5 years ago, and 5 years later, I can choose to like that food if I feel right.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is being open to different things, right? And this is exactly what he is talking about. And when you do that, you don't stay in that rigid zone of ऐसा ही होना चाहिए और वैसा ही होना चाहिए, and that makes you
Because that
able
rigid
to.
zone, that again living in that rigid zone is like controlling, right? So control comes here. And when the control comes, detachment loses.
Absolutely. So applying the law of detachment, Deepak Chopra talks about that when we are committing to detachment, we are not forcing solutions to others, and we are being completely in allowance of everyone else. um Also, we are not rigidly imposing our idea on others. Secondly, if there is uncertainty, so he also speaks about uncertainty, where he says that you should be willing to accept uncertainty. When you're willing to accept uncertainty, solutions will appear out of the blue. This is exactly when people are very stressed because they see, I don't see a solution. And I just say that it's okay, it's okay to be uncertain, because from that disorder, from that chaos, from that from that confusion, things will show up, and uncertainty is the path to freedom. And through the wisdom of uncertainty, only you find your security. So when people talk about, especially in the corona scenario where things were uncertain, this was something which even I have learned, that from uncertainty there comes infinite possibilities. And lastly, there is, he says about stepping into the field of possibilities, where there are infinite choices. And if you're always excited, always looking forward to that infinite choices, you can step into the field of possibilities while experiencing fun, adventure, magic, and mystery of life.
क्या बात है.
Isn't that beautiful? So, yeah, that very much sums up the law of detachment, which I'm sure a lot of us really need to understand. And please, detach. Don't try to force, don't try to control. Whatever is best for you will come to you. And therein, and I'm again going to repeat this from the Bhagavad Gita and also from A Course in Miracles. Both are spiritual texts. A Course in Miracles says that whatever is real cannot be threatened. Whatever is unreal does not exist, and therein lies the peace of God. And I'm also going to read from the Bhagavad Gita, where it is, I think, number 16, verse number 16. Nasato vidyate bhavo, nabhavo vidyate satah, which actually means the unreal has no existence and the real has no non existence. So, hence, detach. Whatever is yours will always come to you, and whatever goes away from you was never meant to you, was never meant to be. So, detach, surrender, let go of all control. And Neelam, this was because yesterday I completed the video of Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, where I just came across this, so it was
It
fresh
was
in my mind.
beautiful,
So
Ash.
I thought
It was
we'll
beautiful.
add to it.
Yeah.
Superb. Do you want to just finally sum up with the law of Dharma? Because that's the seventh and the last one.
I would like you to take that up.
All right, sure. So the law of Dharma.
Because
So Dharma,
now you have put everything, into order, and you are talking about Bhagavad Gita. So I just want to listen. I don't have, I'm so mesmerized now. I don't have the desire to
thank you.
ask
That's an
questions.
honor for me. That's my honor.
Thank you. Thank you.
So the seventh law is the law of Dharma. Dharma is actually a pure word in Sanskrit, which means purpose in life. Okay, and law of dharma says we have taken birth to particularly to fulfill our purpose. The field of pure potentiality is divinity in its essence, and the divine takes human form to fulfill a purpose. So, I don't know how many of you watched our live on Soul, um, the Soul Report, and
I watched.
yes, so there we actually spoke about that before we are born, we decide why we are going to be born, and we come here with a purpose, and we are living here with a purpose. So, it is said that there is a god, there is an element of god and goddess within us, god or a goddess within us, and this is the true awakening. So Dr. Chopra says that I will awaken myself to this deep stillness in my heart, and I will carry the consciousness of timeless eternal being in the midst of time bound experience. Although we are living here for a limited time, we are going to definitely pay attention to that part of god within us and fulfill our dharma. Now, this is something which is very interesting, and I'm going to, talk about this because a lot of people come to us for life purpose reading and life purpose coaching, and they come to me and they say, "Ashwini, what is my purpose? Can you tell me why I have been born?" And you're there. I tell everyone that make a list of all the things which you are good at, and a list of the things which you enjoy doing, because there is no coincidence that those things exist in a particular form. So he actually speaks about that first make a list of your talents, then list of the all the things you love to do while expressing your talents, and then use all of this in service of your humanity. Okay, now many people say that when I speak about do what you love, many people tell me it's not easy. We have bills to pay, we have families to um, cater to, and how can you say just love what you do? But I always tell people at least spend 1 hour every day doing what you love. Okay, if you
Yes.
have time for watching binge watching web series, you also have time to do what you love. Okay, I'm not saying that don't watch web series, even I watch them, but I always do things. I always give more importance to do things I love, because that waters the plant of what my soul is. It's like giving water to a plant. The moment you lose track of time doing what you love, that is where your dharma lies. And he's actually
Wow.
spoken about that. He says that um, create that list of your talents, then look at all the things you love to do, and then use it in the service of humanity. So when the book the Ikigai came up, Ikigai is all about your life purpose. But that book is beautiful. If you haven't read it, please read it. But I think Dr. Chopra's wisdom goes way beyond. Now we are talking about Ikigai and all of this, but the law of dharma says that if you love what you do, if you are good at doing it, and if you can serve humanity with it, you have found your dharma or your purpose. The last question is how can I serve and how can I help? How many of us, while doing our work, we think of what is so good about the work we do? Who is being helped? And the moment you think of it, Neelam, I always say this in all my talks, all my discussions. When I quit my job, I was worried about how will I get the clients. And then my teacher told me that Ashwini, you shouldn't be worried about where that you need clients. You should look at it that the clients need you. Because when you're saying that, you're looking at it with a approach of service. And the
Yes.
moment I changed that, the moment that there was this switch in my mind, I realized that everything was beautiful and I was truly living my life purpose.
Seriously,
So, yes,
Ash.
that is the beautiful law of dharma, or what we call as the purpose in life. Okay, two corrections. I would rather say we use, because we are speaking in English, we call it dharma, but it is actually
The
dharma, dharm
Dharma.
or dharm, which is a Sanskrit word. I think with English, it all gets anglicized. And again, when we speak about, my grandfather used to tell me, don't say Sanskrit, say Sanskrit, because the language is
Sanskrit
truly
is the right.
Sanskrit.
Yes, and we say yoga. It's not yoga, it's yog
It's yoke.
actually. And
These
yog
are the
means
true
addition.
Sanskrit
Yeah,
pronunciations. And I think it's high time we start pronouncing them. I hope just like how we started imitating the West, when they started using the word Sanskrit to sound very modern, we can start using the word Sanskrit to sound more
absolutely.
authentic.
Very
Yog
valid point. Thank you,
and
Ash,
Dharma.
for raising it. Yeah.
So well, that was about this beautiful book. We tried to cover as much as possible. The law of intention and desire we didn't. Yay! And I have my Kindle copy, so
Kindle
it
version.
is
Yeah.
with me in my iPad. Neelam, we didn't speak about law of intention and desire, but I think if most of the people who are followers of law of attraction can understand this law.
Yes.
And
Yes.
next, other than that,
We
we
have
also
covered everything.
yes,
We have covered
I
everything
think we
apart
did
from
cover
this.
everything, and there was so much fun and there was so much joy while doing this.
Yeah. It was
So
beautiful experience.
it was beautiful. So thank you to all who watched us, who participated, who are watching this later as a repeat or as a replay. Next month, because next Sunday will be next month, and we are coming up with a very amazing book. Any
Which book?
guesses which book is that? It's mine and Neelam's favorite book.
Okay. Uh, okay. I have started reading a book on my
So have
birthday. It
I.
was yeah, so it was given by one of my best friends, and is it the same book?
Yes.
Atomic
Because we just
Habits.
spoke. Yes.
Wow! Thank you so much, Ash. Thank you. So excited.
Because Neelam, you remember we spoke in between about um the power of getting up in the morning and doing our early morning work, writing and all of that. And that time I remember you quoted that book, and I was like, okay, I'm reading this book. And then within a few days you said that, Neil Ashwini, I'm reading this book and it's a beautiful book. And I was like, okay, चलो अभी यही
It
book
is.
होनी है, book of the month for March.
Thank you so
It is
much.
Atomic Habits by James Clear. It's a wonderful book, and it's very practical too. So I'm sure all our viewers will enjoy reading this book. And thank you very much, everyone, for watching this
Yes, thank
live.
you very much. Thank you very much.
And I'm sending lots and lots and lots of love to all of you. Also,
All of
special
you.
thanks to Seabus because they are
Our broadcast
we
partners.
they are yes they are our community partners. I will always mention your name, Manali, if you're watching. Whenever you watch, um, we love you and thank you for all the support which you always been giving us for this book club. On behalf of both me and Neelam, thank you, Manali and Seabus, for all the love. And yes, next month, new book. See you
New
every
book.
Sunday. And yes, we are going to have an in-person catch-up very soon too. So looking forward for that. Until then, it is me, Ashwini from Mumbai, and Neelam from the national capital, Delhi. Both of us sending lots of love
Lot of love and gratitude to all of you.
and
Thank you.
gratitude.
Thank
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 you.
you.
Thank you very much. Bye.